Hey there. I thought I'd make a video. I'm not a streamer or anything. I just put these unlisted on YouTube to help people because I find it fun. So, I want to kind of fast forward some of this. So we'll like talk over just a little. But I do feel there are a fair amount of fights where your Widow Ash player gets a lot of picks early on, so it's a little hard to judge your gameplay in these. So, like, I think this first fight is kind of like that. I like that we're pushing the cart first before rushing up here, right? We're Diva, we don't have to go up immediately. We don't have to take the train car. And we do want to make sure this stuff is clear. You could even consider kind of like boosting up, coming down, clearing the turret this way, and checking this flank. What you do want to do at the beginning of the game is get information, right? You don't know what all they're running. We kind of know Tord now, we know Orisa, we maybe know Ash, although it's a little hard to see her. But there's nothing that wrong with coming out this way and using the cart. Because we want to get the cart kind of as far around this corner as we can to make it hard for them to like walk past it, right? Because it gives our teams a cover. It means that they're set up like idiots. It means that they're all set up kind of like the card is like it has like gravity, right? And both teams are going to set up based on where it is. And so what you need to be thinking about on tank is based on what character you're playing, like where do I want the card to be? And you want to be in a place that puts their team in a spot where you can go high ground and get free damage or even drop, like on this Ana, when she uses your cooldowns, or drop on this Torb after he uses his overclock, right? Or this Moira after she uses Fade. Or maybe even we come around here, maybe we try and kill Torb for free. And because she's Orisa and can't go high ground and she's set up low ground, if we take this spot when our team is a little closer, then they're really in a bind because they decide if they want to look at you, and you can always matrix and duck band cover. And meanwhile, your team smashes them from the front, right? So that's the kind of thinking what we want to do on Diva. We can be a lot of different places, and we always want to be on these off angles based on where our team is set up and able to shoot. And we want to be in a place where their team, if they want to deal with you, they have to turn and not actively dodge the people. You have a lot of really pretty good heroes who Diva to set up like that. Actually, all your heroes can do a lot of damage at long range, right? And we're probably looking to peel a little bit in this comp. Right? Peel a little and solve problems for our team. And our biggest problems are going to be Ash and Torb long range spam, and Orisa just like walking on someone, and maybe Ana hitting a good ante. But we're kind of playing a poke-ish comp, and it's going to be hard for her to get value from her nade right now as it currently stands. So, I don't know. I already talked a little too much. I think your Widow just kills two people. I like that you go high ground here once the resources are out a bit, Dynamite's there, your Widow's there. I'm not sure if you saw that your Widow is there. Really, though, again, we're looking to take here because these guys are going to want to back out this way. And you can kind of cut them off, right? Come around this way. You also have two Megas, one over there and one there. So you can really kind of sustain in this back line. But, yeah. Not a bad matrix. I'm glad you got that pick. You honestly, I don't know. It kind of didn't seem like you knew you were up in a fight, so it's like kind of fine. But honestly, you probably could have just done that from here and not taken quite so much damage and then killed this Orisa. But we're chilling. We peeled the Orisa, that's good. But this is all like kind of stagger. I'll fast forward a little. I like that we're coming up here. I like that you anticipate the sleep. Or probably use more like a blind peek. I can see your outline. The sleep goes out. I would be checking on my team. It looks like Zen can see you, right? I would honestly... None of these guys can really mess you up. I would be trying to just like force them out of the angle here. Close distance a little. But yeah, check on your team. We're kind of fine here. We see the monkey and go on him. I think that's... I think peeling monkey is kind of good. What you want to try and do is boop him in the air if you can. Mess up where he's trying to land. It might have given your Widow a better chance. But also look at this. Right? We're kind of too late to kill the monkey. If you want to kill the monkey, you need to know where your team is. You're probably by the cart, right? Instead of chasing after him, you're slower than Winston. If you'd come in from the front here to block his path, he's one of the tanks that you can take a 1v1 with and really get a lot of value. Or block his path to the Mega, because that's where he's going to go after he dies deep, right? Like if we kind of rewind this fight and watch where he goes. Alright. Also, clock, do they have Sim, right? He goes. Right? They like always do that, right? Everyone plays around this Mega. So coming in the back here, you're just going to end up chasing him into his team. And you kind of want to be here, but your Zen should have backed off the cart as it got towards the end. So if you're going to chase him and counter dive, I would have probably come around this side or this side. I don't think you would have saved your Widow either way because she was making a dumb mistake. The other decision, though, when Winston goes is like, okay, I'm a little late on that one because I didn't do any damage to him before he jumped in. Maybe I stay up here and catch his backline that he is not near. Because he also could have probably like come up like a low dive here and got this Ash free firing, right? I think like neutral game, it's fine to damage Winston, but the reason Deep is strong in this matchup is because she can do like a shitload of damage to him and force him out of places where he's able to dive. So if you can't do that, that's a lot of blood, huh? It's maybe not worth it. See, that's a good pick. I really like that you're not entirely out of the fight. You're trying to get value while also not risking your mech. And you're playing the high ground really well, going up and down it and playing the cover. I saw another comment on this post that like you play like a diamond. I don't really know what that means. But I was also like, I don't know, that's super helpful because it doesn't really tell you anything. We have this Katsina going and we kill the Winston. Or Widow again gets picks. What you did really well there is like a soft disengage where you held a lot of space, so they kind of stayed on cart, and you just kind of waited for your respawns with already good map positions, so you could kind of roll them as soon as there's an opportunity. And that will help you in gold. It's like knowing when to back off. Because gold players sometimes they know they like need to chase staggers or whatever. But you can end up kind of playing Uno reverse on them because they'll overextend to do that if they know to do that, and not the whole team will. I like that you're clearing the space behind you. Your Zen really wants to die, huh? I like that you're looking for the monkey here. He's wasting his primal. Again, we maybe could have seen this Ana or looked for her sooner from her sound keys. The monkey, as soon as you prod primal, like, you're not really going to be able to peel from that well. You don't matrix his damage, right? And now he has 1,000 health, so you're not going to kill him that fast. So I would be like moving on. Who can I kill a little easier? But now that he's low health, absolutely blow him up. It's interesting the Sin doesn't pressure you. I like that you take this space. It's very useful. You do need to be checking for cleanup. Like, I don't know if I would have gone there quite yet. I guess you hear the widow and you're concerned about her setting up, so that makes sense. But we do need to clear this Moira so she doesn't pop up in our backline at a bad time. We see her. Okay. No fade, we go. We micro. The micro usage, you can anticipate the orb and try and matrix it when you're going for a kill on Moira the way you would like on an Ana. Healers, when they get like about half health, that's when they look to use their survivability, so then you matrix. And you could have done that like with your micros. You may would have gotten a kill there. I like that you... Yeah, we matrix him, and we don't overextend. That's really good. I don't know how you survive there. Right? We matrix, and we matrix like right now. Maybe I wouldn't have gotten it. Looks like maybe you tried for it. We've taken their whole teams over there, right? She's going on us. We don't have resources. You make a good decision to get out. This is wacky. But again, right, like a way to get them out of picks. She's set up really well. We could have checked on our team a little more here. We know the Widow is doing well for us. We want to be setting up shots for her. We want to set up things that are easy for her. So she's looking this way, right? So ideally, when they're in her line of sight over here, and then they'll be looking up at us, or like down at us, right? Or set up here, we're gonna walk out a little, boost them out of cover. Or the same thing here. Boom. We, in other words, we want to clear them out of the places they're trying to hide from Widow. We want to clear them out of the places they want to hide from Widow in a way that makes them like, it makes it really hard for them to both hide from Widow's line of sight and also fight you at the same time, not die to you. And coming up here is fine again, but what will take your gameplay to the next level is thinking about that a little. Like, where's my Widow? Where's my Zan? Strong line of sight down this way. So the off angles I want to play in this situation, like even kind of here would not be bad. Right? Over here, not bad. But you do a good job holding on to your mech. Rather lucky. Honestly, not a terrible chance though. Not ideal. We kill her because she's killable. We maybe wanted to go on the Widow first because she's like a bigger threat to our team. But Moira is killable and that's fine too. As this is coming along, we probably want to go hard here and just stuff this corner. They have a sim, but if we get her to be unable to set up a telly, like we're weird, she telly's here. Go slow ground, telly's there, right? We look at what our team is doing. Reaper's pushing up. I don't know where Widow is even right now. Oh, switching. So Reaper's got that side. They could come out that way with the sim, but probably not smart enough to do that. We want to stuff this. Ideally, like push the cart from up here where we're still on it, and ideally, like maybe our Kiri pushes cart, or Zen needs to back off to like here or something. But nothing we can do about that. But we want to make sure they don't touch, and they kind of like concede, I guess. Is a little what I mean about this game. It's a little tricky to point out your errors. It's a little more prominent on defense. And come up here. This is good. We find Ana. Could have probably eaten her sleep. This was like a good idea, but not very well executed. And I think the reason it's not very well executed is it's a little early. Like, our homies are backing out and our Genji dies. Our Reaper's backline, and he was early, so like it's not necessarily terrible to like push in when your teammates are in. You should absolutely do that. But he's fading, right? He's maybe gonna use ult. So okay. I don't know if you saw that, right? But you can come here, and this is fine. They're Ryan now. The thing about Ryan is he wants to hold this corner and like swing on it. And if you're up here and annoying him, he'll like jump up like he's gonna do and swing, right? They don't have like a lot of range, right? What would be maybe more annoying for them though is coming over here, equivalent high ground. I'm pressuring these guys here. Ryan can't swing on you there. Ana has to decide. She might want to like put damage into you or throw cooldowns at you, which means she's not going to enter your team. And you can always matrix or disengage, right? So just like a little more creative, and we can still matrix our Reaper for his ult, which is kind of like the main thing we want to do. Is like pull a bunch of attention, so that the Reaper can ult well. So we kind of like blind boost and lose mech and lose ult because of this, and it's like fine. I think definitely use some mech, use your ult as an extra life. Ryan should have pinned you there. I like that you matrix the nade. I like that you got a Mega, but you have armor and heal yourself. And we're not dealing with these turrets at all. we're kind of like, we're just on a back foot, but taking these like really aggressive positions. Like, you're coming up here because we know we should play here, I think. But, you know, you're on a back foot. We lost a dude. They lost a couple dudes. They're on a back foot. You need to just like get some health back and look around for a sec and make a decision, right? I think we kind of dump some of this. Right, he's being really annoying. He's deployed. We're just kind of not aware of him. Right? Now that our comp is different, our off angles are a little different. And they're playing Brian, right? We want to be mainly playing off for Zen, like our backline or Zen Curie in terms of thinking about the off angles. And then also trying to support the Reaper. If the Reaper's committed, we want to take something a little to the side of him. Even over here. And be able to matrix him. Although there's not that many things other than Genji we can matrix. We kind of like blind boost into these turrets and lose our mech kind of for no reason. The second time you lost your mech going up here, right? You need to kind of like think for a second about like there's like a good neutral calls, but sometimes that doesn't mean that they're the best. And we lose our mech before the Kitsune, right? We could have been getting a lot of work done with that. Just honestly, we could just run over this fucking Ryan with his Discord. But so what I'm saying is like we know like in sort of a neutral game, if you like played and couldn't see anyone else on your team, like if this was a solo experience, like we know kind of that's the important things to go to on a map, but it's sort of like working on when and why. And how do we make that decision? Right? We're kind of like trying to control a truck. Right now it doesn't matter. Our team's all dead. And they're also not really playing a comp where that's as important, right? If their whole team is stacked up here, then we have to worry about like how do we break it? Or if they have like an Ash sitting up here or something like that, we gotta go contest her. But right now we're kind of like fighting for space that doesn't really help us that much. I have no idea how you get out here. This is... Oh no, you don't. You had a couple good escapes. So that was like, it's kind of feeding, and look, now your team is back. Right? So we need to disengage at least to here. You should also notice the sim has been setting up turrets like on the places that you want to go. So we want to be like looking out for those, right? It's like not all space is useful space. Like if we're making space when no one can use it, then what's the point? And we're staggered again, right? I think this time you do disengage. And our DPS kind of create this opening for us. But my point is it's not really from anything that you specifically did. See, now they're on the back foot, right? And they're going to pass under this truck. Now's the time to go truck. Right? Now they're all looking forward and we want them to look somewhere else. Or ignore us and we just fucking blow up one of these guys. The Ryan probably because he has no armor in Discord. Just wanted to bridge it. We can melee Bridget to damage her through his shield. Fine decision to play main here. What are we worried about? Probably the Ryan. He's going to charge. Point. There's a bunch of stuff you can do here. I don't think it's a bad decision what you're doing. But we can go up on... Here is pretty nasty. Over here, even just playing kind of behind where they want to walk. Your Reaper's got this side, so maybe pressuring this side. That can be really good. We're worried about recontest to the high ground. Someone coming behind and taking truck. Or coming out here, taking this high ground. Or they're playing Sim, like he'll probably throw a wall and try to TP into your backline. And I guess we're most concerned about our Zen, who wants to die. But, you know, we have a Reaper, no worries. Just talking about in general. We probably won't do, like, the whole thing. Again, I think, like, maybe watch some guides or something like that. There's a lot of things that are pretty good about this. I think you need to think about your team more. And kind of like a win condition. As in, what is the thing I either need to make happen or prevent from happening that'll win us the map, right? Like right now, you have this Widow who's pretty damn good. You want to know where she is. And I think she's coming from spawn. Oh yeah, she's up there. You want to know where she is. Jump shot above you. You can matrix that, right? And like set up, and you have this Torb, you can spam a lot of distance, right? So you want to like set up you want to set their team up to take free shots for your Widow. You want to set them up for easy kills. And you want to prevent anyone from challenging them, which is going to be their Widow or their Winston. Primarily your soldier. The soldier's dangerous if he can rotate, if he can like take this high ground here, come around the back and try to take big girls, come through the tunnel, something like that. So you want to just stop them. You have a lot of map control with the Widow, and you want to stop them from their DPS specifically from getting map control, and their Winston from contesting anything. Alright, so we peek. We can use a little matrix there. We just keep him off of this. I like this. We're just like, no, you shouldn't have come up here. We kill him. Could have used micros there to kill him. I don't think you need to commit booster there. You're damaging him fine, honestly, up here. He's really low health. He's not going to push in. We could just drop into the bubble here, right? And also, you're not hearing this soldier who's just like suicidal, right? And got your Widow just now, right? These guys are backing off. You could maybe save your Torb, but we kind of didn't know where our Widow was, and so we didn't really get alerted to this, right? But we just don't want him here, and he shouldn't be here. Easiest kill of your life. We're kind of letting the Winston tank by chasing him a little too much. And again, now we know our Ashes respawned. whenever you didn't know anything was there. Again, we want some information, right? Where's our team? Anna's back here, so we need to know that for we're working at healing. Kiri's down here, towards there. Ash is coming back. And also we can use our matrix to get information. Where's their widow, primarily? But also, is anyone walking up here? Etc., right? Right, we kind of take a buttload of damage we didn't need to take there. And now we've sort of given this up. This recontest is okay, right? You have a lot of health. So when you come out here, I'm pretty shocked you didn't get this free kill. Maybe you do now. Now we're a little focused on Winston here. Right? You kind of have two options on D.Va when you're playing in a dive, which is trade backlines or counter dive. And you're pretty good into the other dive heroes. I know Winston and Ball at doing damage to them. But you're slower than they are, right? So, but you do more damage, right? Which is why you can sometimes kill them. So if you find yourself like better set up than a Winston who has to cross all this space to get to your team, and he's gone, you're gonna have trouble like playing catch up. You need to intercept if that's what you're looking to do. So be closer to your team than the Winston can set up, and make sure you go after you know where he's gonna jump. But if you're set up and it's fast for you to get to their team, he is not that good at peeling. So, you could just kill this widow, probably clean out the soldier or Moira or Bridget, and then suddenly his team, instead of looking where Winston is going, which is what Winston wants, they're like turning as he's gone in, and he's kind of hung out to dry. Because you can kill, like, you have micro missiles, you have way more bursts than Winston, right? So you could just like kill them faster. So it's just like knowing a matchup. And it's the same thing with Ball. Ball is really great at harassing like an entire team and pulling a bunch of attention, but D.Va is like a lot higher pick potential. And Ball can't peel that effectively. And so the trick in the Ball is to just like kill the rest of his team because he can't fucking do anything about it, right? Still, like, this part is not bad. Now we're getting the rest of his team's attention, which is what we should be doing, and we decide to pull out. Our Ash is generating value, right? Nothing to know, right? Winston just uses jump, and he uses jump to get on you. You don't need to deal with him anymore. He's not gonna, like, you're worried about him killing other people, not killing you. He doesn't do that much damage to you. We want to be on this guy, because he has the biggest potential to kill things, right? And fighting around here so we can go get this Mega. And maybe contest. Or we come up here, contest the cart, damage Winston. Bridget can't really do that much about it, right? This fight's kind of devolved. We pull back for healing. That's a good decision. Again, we need to be thinking, right? We lost both our DPS. They're coming back. We're not looking for a fight right now. I guess our Reaper's here. But we need to be like checking on like, where is everybody? I like that you're camping out this to see if you can catch someone rotating. And you catch a soldier because he's going early. Right? This is how we win into Winston. We just exert more map control. Early. He wants to set up. His whole problem is he has to decide when to use his bubble. So if you force him to use it early, that's a shitload of value. Because then he has to decide to go without bubble or wait, right? And then we just stop his DPS and setting up in a place where they can follow up when he does actually go. He blows that, and we go backline. Perfect. But we lose our mech like crazy fast, right? Why do we lose our mech so fast? There's a primaling Winston in our backline, so our dudes are probably having trouble hiding it. We want to follow up on a Kitsune, but we go in alone. Like, let's look at this in slow motion, because he loses mech crazy fast, huh? Remember what I was saying about cart? This cart is like a brawl position. This is great for like a Rhine. Fight over it. Hide in here. We can swing. We have a lot of cover. It's really clear where our team can be and their team can be, right? We're kind of boosting in front of the cart here. And I guess trying to kill this Bridget, but we are right in front of their spawn, so their soldiers respawned. And we're just in on 4v1. But we're not going to kill anyone because they're all looking at us. We don't want to be doing this like from the front. We want people to be like, oh shit, and turn. So nothing better to do. And your supports are like trying to help you out here. Right? They got this big Winston in their way. So they're just like trying to make too much happen. At a place where their spawn's right there. On defense, you really need to, like A10's whole video is all about this, you really need to create a problem for them to solve and then punish them for solving it wrong. So their whole problem is the cart's stuck in here and they need space to set up and take like all of these parts of the map if they want to be able to walk through here. So there's nothing wrong with going up here or something like that and waiting for them to walk through and just keeping people off of here, keeping people from rotating over there, shooting anyone who tries to walk through here into your team. Like even if you did kill the Bridget, which is kind of a bad hero to dive to begin with, how much is that going to really matter in terms of like allowing you guys to hold this part of the map? Like hold the cart where it is, close hold. It's not really, because they're all still here. You didn't like mess them up from taking positions or anything like that, right? You didn't prevent anything from happening. And a Bridget's just going to respawn, right? It's kind of a low value play. Much better to be like, okay, the primaled, I'm going to stop anyone from walking in here and supporting this primal. And then maybe when it gets a little low, kill him. And like that's the value we got. They used their primal. Right? He did like a bad primal to walk in, right? So I'm just gonna chill here. The Kitsune goes off. I'm gonna use the Kitsune to kill Winston through primal, right? I'm kind of just like feeding there. And that's a really clear like win condition thing. Fast forward. I think there's like just some stagger going on here. We bobbed. Winston's bad. We forced them. We corralled them, right? Again, for Winston, we're trying to stop the rest of his team from setting up. And ideally pressure this Widow for our Widow. Or for our Ashe. She's the biggest threat, right? So we're going to come up here. Do this. And what we're most concerned about is someone like Soldier making a rotation. On a late rotation. We're coming around the back here. To our guys who are going to be responding, right? So they're going to give you this for free. Bridget should really be contesting these high grounds, but she's not. We take this, right? And again, create a problem for them to solve. The cart right now is here. We're not going to hold it there. We could have if we had set up like further back. It's a good place to hold. But with like the math of who's dead and who's not and where our team is, we're thinking about this cart coming through a little here so that we get access to their backline by just dropping off. Right? And we can always go up here and make our decisions. And we make it hard for them to use the cart to take good positions, right? It's starting to get into an awkward place where they're going to be like here. And they're like, I want to go high ground, but I have to go like all the way this way. Or like fight for this, or all the way this way. Or use these flanks. Right? We just need to hold space here. Just a win condition. We need to hold space and get another fight. Right? See? You didn't peel the Winston there. You need to. And then we get them. I don't get this bomb, really. Particularly because Bridget just popped Rally. So again, we got our value, right? We had plenty of health. We had a support. She's low health. She's rallying alone. And also, if we bomb in front of her, she's good. She's going to bash us and cancel our remech, and then we're like fucked for the next fight, right? You like get the kill on Bridget, but why did you use your ult? Right, weak conditions. We need to just think about like the whole game, the next fight, and like what is our advantage right now? Again, Winston needs to set up, Widow needs to set up, Soldier needs to set up. We just stop those guys and we hold this pretty hard. Now they've reset. Our card is here. That's a problem for them, right? A problem they need to solve is walking through all this empty space when we have, when we have our Ashe, he's been killing it, and we've got Curious Spam, and we've got Honest Spam, and we've got a Reaper who wants to like close hold. We should be like probably. This is okay, but we're not really worried about that yet, right? We should be like here. Because our Ashe is like main. And our Ana, right? If I'm Winston, I want to threaten these guys by rotating down here. And then jumping behind, or I want to jump up here and then do the same, right? But you're playing like here, or even down here. You can take the deep attacks, right? And you can stop the Soldier from coming through this thing, right? Because where our team is standing, we want to help them hold this high ground here. That's what they like. And this one here is a lot harder for them to access, except for the Winston, but then he's alone, right? And again, you can't really do that much if the other team can't get in a good place to follow up. And you can stop that like so well. You really like really good at stopping people from setting up. It's like the big advantage Steve has. Right? Yeah, so we come over here now. Now it kind of like devolved into like a brawl. I'm not feeling like it's easy to see what's going on here. We're kind of generally like hoping with Winston. Right? Again, we want some clarity about what we need to do. I think now it's a good time to peel for Winston. But also, you really don't want this guy here when Winston goes in and everyone's looking at him. Because he's going to like pop your Ashe, right? Pop this Ana, pop this Kiri. We can't do that much about this Bridget on point, but also she's on point. Because she's the one trying to solve that problem of pushing the cart, right? So she can't help this guy. Right? She's probably focused on trying to get health packs on this guy. Right, and now he sights from what's there. And we lose mech. Maybe could have bond there. And now Reaper goes, right? So we kind of like, we let everything kind of devolve and didn't really know where to go. And it's just like trying to figure out based on what they're running, like what needs to be my goal. But because of close hold, we might even be able to get like a third fight here. And there's Sim again. So again, now we have the problem that they had, right? How do we rotate through the space, especially with these like turret setup? And like I was saying, you kind of had the time. Your team wants to push through here, and there's a Winston in the way blocking it, right? So one option is to kind of be a little brawl team, which you're more brawly than they are. So if Reaper's here, we'll kind of just go. We boost and knock her off the high ground. We knock him off the high ground. We can test the card from up here. We'll have to deal with the soldier eventually. Other thing you could do is come down here and contest from under. Give them that space. Probably more of like if you're playing Ryan or something. Or we could come, we had time to do this. All the way from over here, and we could probably get a boost on his soldier and kill him. And then contest cart from like over here. And suddenly our boys can come rushing through because these guys are looking like, what the fuck happened over there, right? Just thinking through the options. Winston kind of wants us to cluster up, both for this primal and also to just do cleave damage, because then all of a sudden he's doing like 180 DPS as opposed to 60, right? So something smashing into them, even though it's a good matchup, you're kind of coming through a choke that it's going to be just really hard without making an opening for you to do anything. Reaper's contesting, so we go. Well, we've lost a lot of shit. And we're kind of like bombing a lost fight here. I get it. If you're gonna do that, land on top of the payload when you know you have bomb. So that when you set it off, it's harder for them to take cover. But also probably didn't need to do it. I like that you get out here. So it's kind of the same thing. I think what's changed with the sim is we're a little more concerned with their core, with their like Bridget sim running people over. Like that plays pretty strongly into our Reaper and what he wants to do. And now we're here again because we know it's pretty strong. But our team is like way back, right? This is very, 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 very low value. We can peek this a little to stop them from just like staggering our team. But we are kind of waiting again for the cart to be like here-ish. And that's when we late peek and pressure these guys when they want to be going like this. Right? Right now they don't really want to do that. Unless they're turbo aggressive. They want to rotate and stuff and be set up for when the cart turns this corner. Soldier wants to come like up here, right? So we want to be right now looking at the map and stopping them from rotating and setting up. Does that make sense? We can damage the bubble for free. He did an early bubble. If he jumps in, you kill him. Yeah. This is good, but a little tracking problem. Again, like, it's a little like letting it happen. We're kind of playing like we're on attack or something. Our opening isn't just that he walks up here, right? We're damaging him in a place. Like if you go back. He's doing that, the bubble's out. Right. This is when he makes a break for it, right? Because he wants to be on this flank by the time the card gets like here-ish. We're going to cut him off early. We're going to a place our healers can't see us here, right? Their team is all looking at you. And Soldier has come up and turned right when you go in at him, right? If he wants to make a break for this, we let him go in a little. And then we dive him around this way so that he can't turn and run. And we can kind of work our way here, and now we're in line of sight of our healers, right? And we can pressure him out. So like on defense, just like let things happen a little more instead of trying to just like make a play, get a pick super fast, right? We kind of like lose our mech here because of this, and the Winston comes and helps. Like it's just a little too early. It's a good thought, but you're like super loud about it, right? And also, right, we need to make a read. And also, like, our Reaper's in, and there's Kitsune out. And these guys are super vulnerable, because these guys all came up here. But we might win based on the other ults that our team does. We want to be in mech when the Kitsune happens, you know? My team's just using all their outs. So, like, I don't know. We made space there. We got our mech back. It's not the end of the world. But it was really costly for our team. They're about to have, like, all their ults. We used all of ours there because our tank got demeched. And, like, he made space, but it was really sloppy. Right? And we're stopping the Winston from setting up. Again, this position is alright if your team is like main, right? But also, like, there's no reason we can't be like here and have line of sight of our team. Then we're much more annoying for the sim. Yeah. And we catch this rotation here, and then we can boost on the soldier like we want to, right? He's dead right now. But yeah, like we're concerned about that. Here we're a little easy for the sim to reach. And pressure the back line, not bad when we hear the primal. Could be throwing melees at the Bridget. I like that you get out with your mech. But like, Bridget's not our primo target, right? We want the Moira without Fade if we're gonna go supports. That position on that corner is not as good as you think it is, depending on what they're playing, right? We weren't in a spot really to stop some of this. So anyway, like, on overtime, I feel like your DPS really set you up pretty well with these poke heroes. But yeah, I think the big thing for you, it's a little tricky to define, which is why this took so long. Apologies, it's like an hour. Is thinking about like it's not just like this is a good spot or a bad spot on the map. For me, it's like, where's my team and what parts of the map are going to be threatening for me, for them, and what parts of the map do I want to control because of that? Like, what do I want to prevent? And on defense, especially, it's like just keeping in mind like the war, not just the battle, and like when is it appropriate to like just wait, you know, and then punish the mistakes? What can I do something about, and what am I going to try to do something about? What am I like looking to do here? I think like mechanics wise, cooldowns wise, you use your cooldowns pretty well for the most part. Sometimes waste boost, sometimes waste matrix, but it's honestly pretty good for like a metal rank player. So yeah, I think it's really that like big picture thinking that'll help you win more games. And I have a feeling like defense especially is a weakness and something you can really improve on. Because the whole point of defense is you have an advantage if you know where to set up and what parts of the map to control, because you don't have to spend cooldowns to do it. You wait for them to do something, and then you have your cooldowns to punish it, right? So hope that helps, and let me know if you have questions.